Hey, this is Kate from Daily Tarot Girl, and welcome to your weekly tarot card reading. For this week's reading, I'm using the Druidcraft Tarot, which is a deck that I've had for ages, and it really is a favorite of mine, but I haven't used it for a really long time. It's been in a box on my shelf, and I found it today as I was looking for a deck to read with. And I thought, oh yeah, I haven't read with the Druidcraft in ages. All right, so let's begin. I'm going to start with, let's just see if my camera can focus. It's having a hard time focusing on these cards. Let's begin with the first card, which is for Monday and Tuesday of the upcoming week. Okay. There we go. So my intention with this reading, as always, is to get a snapshot, to get kind of an overview of some of the themes and energies coming up in the week, so we can make use of them. And if you enjoy this reading, please hit that subscribe button and check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com. Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands for the beginning of the week. So Monday, Tuesday, we have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is what I think of as being one of those sort of forward momentum cards. And it's interesting because the week, this is for the week that's kind of between Christmas and New Year's. And I'm trying to think when New Year's is. I think it's a Saturday. Yeah, so at the end of this reading, that will be New Year's Eve. Okay, so the week between Christmas and New Year's, I always find kind of interesting because it's like the busyness of Christmas has died down a little bit. And I often find myself really like reflecting in that week and kind of planning for the next year and getting kind of organized and thinking about what my goals and intentions are going to be for the next year. And with this card, with the Eight of Wands, we see this guy and he's like throwing a spear or a javelin thing or a stick or whatever. And it is this idea of sort of kind of trying to hit your mark, trying to aim. He's aiming for something. And typically, the Eight of Wands will be shown as 8 wands flying through the air. Here we just have 1 wand flying through the air, which is interesting. And I think the message is you may have a lot of goals or intentions, but focus on one at a time. Don't try to do it all at once. I think that this week has a potential to be a week of moving forward. There's a lot of that energy of forward movement, but you have to know where you're moving to. So you want to have a target or a goal or something to kind of help steer that energy, because I feel like the energy wants to move forward this week, but if we don't know where to take that energy or where to direct it, it can be frustrating. Let's look at the middle of the week. So Wednesday, Thursday-ish, we have the Two of Cups. Beautiful. Okay. I love the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups is a card of relationship and relating and coming together and connecting and partnership. Now it can be in a romantic sense, or it can be, in the realms of business and work, like just partnering with someone. But really it's about coming together with someone and sharing the same common ground or the same intention or the same values. But you both bring something different to the table. So you both have your own unique skills, abilities, traits that you bring to the mix. And hopefully those traits are complementary, so you can complement each other. The message I get from the Two of Cups is that midweek, it's a really important time to nurture the relationships in your life, whether they're a romantic relationship or friendships or business partnerships. But I think really not just expressing your appreciation or your gratitude for the other person, but just being more willing to, how do I say this? Like communicating from the heart. I think that's what I want to say with this card. I feel like this is about offering something to someone and also being equally receptive of what they have to offer to you. So being willing to give and receive. And if you look at this picture, the man and woman on this card are each handing each other their cup. So it's about being willing to both offer something up to someone and also receive what they might have to offer, especially as it relates to communication, I think. And really communicating from the heart as opposed to the head. Let's look at the end of the week. So here we have, I think New Year's Eve is on Saturday. So with this card, we have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we have the Ten of Wands. So Ten of Wands has a very different energy than the other cards. Ten of Wands has a more of a heavy energy, actually. Well, actually, the card itself doesn't. It's very green and lush and beautiful, but the guy is kind of struggling uphill with all these wands. This is a warning. And it's a warning because I think that as we approach the new year, some of us may find ourselves wanting to do a lot and set a lot of goals and intentions and take on a lot of projects. There will be a temptation to take on a lot of maybe new responsibilities or to say yes to certain people. And it's saying, be careful that you don't take on too much. There can be this real desire and this tendency to set lofty goals or to really make things harder on yourself than they need to be. And to watch out for this idea that you are the only person who can do a particular task. Because I don't think that's true. And I think sometimes we put endless pressure on ourselves by believing that only we can do a particular thing or task and someone else can't step in and help us or do that task for us. So that's what I get with the Ten of Wands. I also sense a desire for challenge. I think some of us are really craving this feeling of really sinking your teeth into something and really having a mystery to solve or a puzzle to complete or some sort of challenge, some kind of quest. I really get that sense that some of us are craving more purpose and more of that sense of quest and something to really focus on. So that's interesting to note. And just ask yourself, are you craving that? Is that something that you're really wanting? Is that something you feel is missing in your life? And how might you find that? How are you going to go about finding that or creating that for yourself? Okay, let's look at all of the cards together. These are very green and lush cards. And I'm just going to quickly look at my deck to see if most of the cards are like that. And they really aren't. So that's interesting to note. We got two wands cards and we got a cups. Two wands and a cups. And they're all green. There's a lot of green grass. And even the characters are all wearing green. Even the guy going up the hill has like a green sash around his waist. So lots of greenery, lots of fresh grass. So there is this like fresh, vibrant feeling with these cards. And that's kind of nice because we're ending one year and we're going to be starting another year. And I think sometimes when we step into the new year, there can be this like fresh kind of energy, this fresh optimism. I feel like everyone's always really optimistic in the new year. And then by the end of the year, it's a different story. But yeah, I think there's this kind of fresh vibe at the end of one year and the beginning of the next year. Everyone's barefoot. Most of the people here are barefoot, except the guy in the Ten of Wands has some shoes or socks on. Okay, I'm just going to take one more look at these cards and see if anything... Oh, sorry, I'm yawning here. See if anything else jumps out at me. It almost looks like the wands that are in the first card, and the Eight of Wands, it's almost like they've all been gathered up and placed on the back of the guy in the Ten of Wands. And I see a connection here. I saw the Eight of Wands as being like goals and intentions, like each stick represents something you want to do or create or something to focus on. And that can easily turn into a burden. So again, be careful that you don't set too many goals And if you are setting goals or resolutions or intentions, ask yourself, is this creating more pressure on myself? Is it creating less pressure? If it's a really important goal, but it's also something that's going to be challenging, how can you pursue it in a way that feels fun or pleasurable or not so serious and difficult? Okay, I think that's it. I always want to invite you to add your 2 cents here. If there's something you're noticing or something that you want to say in the comments, maybe you had a different interpretation, I always invite you to do that. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out my website, dailytarotworld.com. I've got all kinds of fun tarot learning exercises for you to check out. So yeah, and Happy New Year. I'm going to be posting my New Year's reading pretty soon in the next few days or so. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, I'll see you in the new year.